Hello everybody, Aiden Care here, bringing you another prediction. So I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I know that I said I'd do a lot more of them, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to get back into this. And I'm going to start today with the Great Demon Show, Fictional Characters Collide. You can see the thumbnail on the screen, and I'm going to be doing his Season 1 finale, which is Ruby Rose versus Tracer from Overwatch. So without further ado, let's get into it, and let's start. So to start off with, I want to talk about speed because that's the character's main elements and is one of the reasons for the fight. To start off with, both have pretty fast normal speed, but both have other abilities which enhance their speed, like Ruby's Semblance and Tracer's Blink ability. However, the main difference for this is that Ruby can use her Semblance as much as she wants, while Tracer has a limited charge for her Blink abilities, and when she overuses it, her Chronal Accelerator will glitch out and she will be basically, unable to fight. And that's the reason why I think Ruby's gonna win, and I'm gonna go over this category by category. Starting off with strength, this is pretty much a stomp. So Tracer doesn't really rely on any physical attacks. She's hit Widowmaker a couple of times, and Widowmaker did take a hit from the Doomfist Gauntlet, even though it was wielded by some kid and not the actual building-busting Doomfist. So you could maybe, if you want to give Tracer the benefit of the doubt, say that she has, wall-level strength. I know that doesn't sound too impressive, but still, for Overwatch, it is pretty impressive. While Ruby by herself is strong enough to lift her own Crescent Rose, which is nearly twice the size of her, can lift up her friends in combat when she's using her Semblance to carry them, her own weapon, and her friend's own giant weapon. And also, you've also got the fact that she can carry Grim in these states and lift them, which can weigh up to hundreds of pounds. And as I said, they can weigh up to hundreds of pounds. And also, you got the fact that even in the first couple of episodes, Ruby can do things like slice through metal, slice through trees, which require a lot more force than Tracer's ever shown to be able to deal physically. And that's striking strength and lifting strength, which Ruby takes all on her own with very little difficulty because of how strong she is. Now let's move on to speed. For speed, both have been able to dodge bullets, however Ruby is much more impressive. For example, Ruby can dodge these bullets without the use of her Semblance, while Tracer needs things like her Blink ability to dodge bullets herself. Also, you have the fact that, she's got limited speed because of the Chronal Accelerator, and she hasn't really shown anything too fast besides that. Now granted, she did dodge a sniper bullet, and, that's pretty impressive, I'll give her that. However, Ruby has been able to keep up with people like Yang, which can dodge missiles, and she's also kept up with Mercury and dodged her hits, and Mercury can react to lightning. So that means if you scale, Ruby can scale up to high-level hypersonic speeds, while Tracer only really has subsonic speeds. You could maybe highball Tracer and say not high hypersonic, you could maybe say low hypersonic, but Ruby is easily within the high hypersonic ranges herself through scaling. So that's speed that goes to Ruby, along with strength. Moving on to durability, Ruby can take attacks from several Grim, which can easily knock down and destroy buildings, attacks from other people in her verse. While she's not fought anyone really that impressive, she has taken on in training people like Yang, Blake, and Weiss. She's also taken hits from Torchwick and Neo was easily able to beat Yang, granted Yang was tired at the time. So really, Ruby has easily building level with ease, really, like building level durability, while Tracer doesn't really have any solid durability feats. Now granted, she did fall off a 3-foot building or something like that, and took a 3-foot fall. That's impressive for a normal human, but outside of that, she doesn't really take much hits, really. In the shorts, we've not really seen anything like that, in the comics, we've not seen much. I mean, in one of the newer shorts, Tracer just got the Chronal Accelerator ripped off her, and then she just disappeared. She didn't even take an attack from Doomfist. And if she took an attack from Doomfist, then yeah, we could scale her to high building level durability, but we don't have that for her. Another thing I want to bring up is intelligence and combat experience, which Ruby actually does take. Ruby is a bit naive, but when it comes to combat, she is very impressive, while Tracer just goes, oh, I'm just gonna teleport around you and shoot you. She doesn't really have any sort of strategy, and Tracer relies too much on her Chronal Accelerator. Also, Tracer was meant to be a pilot, and she was a pilot when she joined Overwatch, and only spent a couple of years down doing on the field fighting, while Ruby has been trained since a young age to be a huntress, went to a school, got trained by Crow, who has decades of experience, got training from Yang and from Ty Lee, all who which have several years of experience on their own, and she is trained with several people with much more experience than Tracer could even hope for. Some with even more experience than Soldier 76 himself, and he's one of the oldest characters in Overwatch. So really, when you come down to it, Ruby pretty much takes everything. She's got speed, she's got strength, she's got durability, she's got experience, she's got intelligence, she's got it all over Tracer. And I'm not trying to diss Tracer here, she's very impressive, but when compared to the Rubyverse, the high tiers in Overwatch are like the fodder of the Rubyverse, to be honest. And there's also other things, like Tracer's over-reliance on her Chronal Accelerator. When that runs out, she's essentially screwed. Also, how Ruby always aims for the weak spot. She always goes for things like Grimm's necks and also their weak points, and she analyzes them, because she's a leader and she always looks for the weak points. And what does Tracer have right on her chest? A giant target, essentially. Not to mention their weapons. While the Pulse Bomb could definitely hurt Ruby, I'm not going to argue that, because in the comics it's damaged people like Winston who can take building level hits. But she's not even fast enough to get that on Ruby, and even if she could, Ruby could just knock it off, or if she can just stop Tracer from getting away, and her own bomb one-shots Tracer. So Ruby could tank the attack with her aura, and that's another thing, the aura. While Ruby doesn't use it as much as other people in her verse, she can still use it to heal, to block attacks, to increase her own attacks, to get even stronger. She's got so many advantages over Tracer. Tracer's biggest weak point, the thing that prevents her from phasing into time, is basically a giant target which Ruby can use her great sniper skills to snipe from a distance, basically one-shotting Tracer, and then she could also slash it or just kill Tracer's physical body. Also, from Volume 4, we know that Ruby carries dust on her. And which dust? Electricity. And what does electricity do to the Chronal Accelerator? Shorts it out, and leaves Tracer to float through time. So even if Ruby can't kill her, Ruby might not be able to kill Tracer if she goes for these approaches, but she can fade her into time, and Tracer would have no way to hurt Ruby. So basically, Ruby can either kill Tracer, immobilize her permanently, and Tracer can't do anything to Ruby. So really, there's honestly no way I can see Ruby losing this fight, unless you could argue that Tracer could get a sneaky Pulse Bomb on her, and then get that off and detonate it. But even then, Ruby has shown that she can survive building level attacks, which is what the Pulse Bomb is. So really, Ruby wouldn't die from that. She'd maybe get mildly hurt. I mean, the Nevermore that she took down when, I think it's called the Nevermore, I might be wrong, but the Grim that ate Torchwick, that thing, crashed through several buildings, took no damage. One kick from Ruby sent it flying into a generator, which then exploded and killed the thing. So really, when you think about it, Ruby takes every category here. Now, she doesn't take all of them by a large amount, except for speed and strength, but she still takes every category here, guys, and I'm sorry, but I really do not see any way of Tracer winning this Fictional Characters Collide. So that was my prediction. Sorry if it was a bit unedited. I wanted to get this out, and I don't know when I'll be able to use my computer again properly because of, the whole thing with my computer. So sorry about that, but I'm still pretty proud of this. I think I've covered everything that's important. If you want me to predict another series, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day today, and if you do not, have a great one tomorrow. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys once again have a great day. Goodbye.